In today's video, we're going to be talking about how Minecraft is actually bringing back a mob vote creature called the copper golem, and it's also bringing in new copper items as well, and which is actually kind of exciting in my opinion. We're going to be on PC Gamer today. This is by Ellie Gold. Thank you for the article. It'll be linked down in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. The title goes, Minecraft is bringing back the copper golem from the mob vote graveyard, igniting my hope for a moon bloom comeback. This is a big win for the little guys everywhere. It's true, and honestly, while I liked the idea of the mob vote, the problem with the mob vote when there was 3 creatures in it is that 2/3 of the people that voted are going to be disappointed because they lost. And, not to, be too mean to the devs, but you're not a small indie company. You're literally Minecraft. You can make all 3. So, it's one of those things where I feel like it should have been just the mob vote should have been which one was made first, not the other 2 are scrapped. Because, overall, most people were disappointed because the one that they voted for, 2/3 of the people, their mob lost. So, I'm kind of glad they're bringing it back. And from what I can tell, it's actually a different version of the copper golem too, which is good, and an actual useful version of the copper golem. Just before we get into the article, I like to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. So this is a little small, it's a 5-minute video, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, but this little snippet shows how it works. It has its own chest now, and it basically organizes the chest for you. So you put things in the chest, and then it puts things in the chest, which is really cool. Also, there are different, different colors of the copper golem. Whatever color the copper is, it will make that as well. And so it will constantly put things into its own chest and organize it as that, which is really good. So I think that's really nice that they made it a better version of the copper golem, because the original copper golem, one of the reasons why I wasn't voted in is because it kind of just hit redstone buttons and that was it. But so it actually has a better function. I remember it well. 4 years ago, my friends and I were getting up for the annual Minecraft live broadcast, excited to see the big update theme would be this year, but primarily concerned with the one thing, the Minecraft mob vote. Back in 2021, the vote was between 3 mobs, the Ally, Copper Golem, and the Glare. Each was predictably charming in its own way, but the one that my friends and I had our sights on was the littlest guy, the Copper Golem. Yeah, the Ally is the one that was added, and to be fair, they're pretty nice, but the Copper Golem and Glare, they were also relatively cool, at least cool designs. The funky little dude was the best base helper a Minecraft player could ask for, being something of a redstone whiz. It would press a button when and where it was needed, meaning you could place a guy in a production line and it would help keep work chugging on. It was just an all-around good guy. The problem is a lot of people don't use redstone that way. A lot of things are made so you don't need to interact with it because of that problem. So a lot of builds don't really utilize buttons and stuff like that because it's supposed you use the button to turn it on and that's it basically. For a lot of redstone builds at least. The ones that I know of at least. But despite our best efforts, 4 votes, the copper golem didn't make it out of that year's mob vote, losing the fairy-like ally who would pick up items for players and ferry them back to their bases. Very helpful, but not the little guy I was hoping for. I don't think it brings them back to the base. I think it brings it back to the player. Fast forward 4 years and the Minecraft mob vote is no more. Yes. As a Minecraft spokesperson explained, we understand players' frustration when having to choose among multiple fun options. After last year, we began thinking about new ways to set up the game for success while giving the community more ways of what they want. We ultimately reached the decision to go in a new direction, but that doesn't mean we have to wave goodbye to past contenders. And I think this is a good way to do this. Because, one, you can update the actual creature to actually have different functions. Because one of the things is that the Copper Golem now is basically a base management person or helper, so it's really nice. And the alley doesn't actually bring items back to the base, I'm pretty sure. They made it so that it brings it back to the player, if I remember correctly. And you can only do 1, but this one, the Copper Golem has a whole chest for it. Welcome back to the Copper Golem. As part of Minecraft's 3rd update drop of this year, Mojang is bringing back the revamped version of the littlest guy. Instead of pushing buttons, the Copper Golem will act as a base organizer. The Copper Golem will sort every item that you place in a special copper chest into designated chests around your base. It'll put books, tools, weapons, food, and more all in together in one place to make finding what you need easier. Kind of like a miniature automated sorting system. And okay, so the chest is it's hey, move these items around. Okay, that's cool. But these guys can't be found wandering around in the wild or down in the dark caves. You have to make them. To make a copper golem, all you have to do is place a carved pumpkin on a copper block. A block post says once that's done, the golem will spawn together with its copper chest. Yeah, we have seen that before. Oh yeah, and that's what the original glow squid one. I'd love to see them reintroduce these 2 guys. It'd be so interesting to see what they actually do. I don't remember what those 2 guys are called though. Actually, maybe is this the Moo Bloom? Yeah, it's a cow flower. flower. Yeah, okay, that's the Moo Bloom. The worst part of the mob vote was always watching creative mob designs get buried in the mob graveyard, resigned to only live in the player's memories. The most famous resident here is probably the glorious yellow Moo Bloom, a cousin of the cow and closer relative of the Mooshroom. It's adorable and exactly what I wanted for my flower farm, so if Minecraft can bring the Copper Golem back, it can bring the Moo Bloom back. Please, I beg you, Mojang. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even though I did like the glowy squid, I do think the Moo Bloom was a really cool design as well. It's like I said, I really wish these mob votes were just which one to make first rather than just throwing away the other two, because 2/3 of the people would be disappointed. But the next update doesn't just stop there. In honor of the Copper Golem's arrival, copper is also officially becoming an equipment tier, meaning you can make tools, weapons, and armor out of it. And honestly, this is about time because there's so much copper in the game and it's just such a useless adventuring item. Basically, copper is a cool building tool and it's really interesting to build with, but if you are an adventuring player and a player that wants cool items and stuff like that, copper is basically useless. Like, I guess you could technically you make a spyglass, and the lightning rod is very useful for wooden bases, but overall, copper is basically useless. Those two things are very niche cases, and honestly, the biggest one was the lightning rod, because wood bases would constantly get caught on fire by lightning in survival worlds. So it basically made it so before you had this, you basically had to just either pray to the gods that a random lightning strike wouldn't hit your wooden base, or make sure any wooden stuff is under things that don't catch fire. So it was kind of annoying. Its durability sits somewhere between stone and iron, which reflects onto the equipment you craft from it. Be it a weapon, tool, or piece of armor, the blog post says, for example, a copper pick will help you mine a bit faster and it'll be a bit longer than a stone pickaxe, but it won't allow you to mine any additional materials. You'll still need to upgrade to iron for that. And I think that's really good. I think one of the biggest problems I've had in Minecraft is the gap between stone, iron, and diamond. Like, those three things are such massive upgrades that for an average player, I think a lot of the times going from stone to iron can be kind of difficult. And it would just help that you could just get iron easier by having a full copper set, especially with armor and stuff like that. Copper is abundant in Minecraft, so it'll be a useful early game resource for players who don't want to search creepy dark caves or just want to get the essentials under their belt quickly. And that's perfectly said as well, because copper's everywhere in even just like surface level caves and stuff like that. It's everywhere, so it's really easy to get. You can test all these new features and by enabling preview as betas for the Minecraft Bedrock edition. I really hope this is not a Bedrock exclusive thing. That'd be very sad in my opinion. Hopefully this is actually going to be added in Java as well. All of this is still under development, so we can probably expect a few tweaks before the Copper Golem is released to the rest of us, but I certainly can't wait to welcome it into my base. You've been a long time coming, little buddy. Yeah, I think this is a really good step forward with Minecraft, because I feel like Minecraft has had a lot of stuff that they've talked about and then never ended up actually being in the game. So some of these mob vote stuff, like, I hope they start adding all of them, honestly. And like the Copper Golem itself, it doesn't have to have its original purpose, but still just putting them in the game I think would be really good, and carving out a new identity for them, because they looked great. And I really hope that they continue adding more. I really like that copper is now an equipment tier, being in between stone and iron, which is great. It's too bad that they don't have like tin and stuff, so you can't make bronze and stuff. I always found that kind of cool, but understandably, copper is way easier, so makes sense. And I'm glad it's also not better than, like, it's still like in between the whole. It's not just a stone reskin, basically. It is better than stone technically, so I'm glad it's just actually going to be useful. But other than that, I'm just really happy with this direction of Minecraft, especially with the more frequent updates as well. I mean, it's coming to the point where like I actually have to pay attention to like Minecraft updates, because before I could wait like 6 months and then look at Minecraft and be like, okay, what is being updated now? But now they update like every couple of months, which is cool. And they're also talking a lot more too, so it's nice. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to support the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it if you do that. 95% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. If you liked the video, please like it. If you disliked it, you can dislike it. I understand. You just heard my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments down below. If you'd like to follow me on other platforms, I have a Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, and Threads. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye, everyone.